Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone has had a good Halloween and a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. I actually went to my grandma's, and honestly, we had a really good time. I had a good time. My family did. We spent. I really like it when we can come together and things not end up being like chaotic in a bad way, or like some drama, or. So yeah, I was kind of surprised because I honestly fully expected there to be, everyone partying and blasting the music and all that, but no, it was actually really calm, and it was really nice. It was really nice and calm and wholesome. I really warmed my heart a bit for it to be like that. I'm sure there's like that more often. It was really nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, and yeah, a lot of us were cooking it up, and my sister made what was it she made? It was a pumpkin spice tres leches cake, which sounds phenomenal. I'm sure it was good. I didn't eat it though, because I can't eat it because I'm allergic to eggs. Oh well, that's fine. But well, I'm also lactose intolerant. That as well. Can't be doing that. I made my own dessert as well. Oh, but before I talk about that, the thing I will say about her dishes, I'm surprised that she even made anything to begin with, because she doesn't usually cook. She never has really cooked. Other than basic things, but she's never done that before, so I'm surprised she's done that, and actually done that pretty well. She's not experienced, so she made a few mistakes, but we helped her. Me and my brother were helping her along the way, and everything worked out. So yeah, that was nice. And what I made was, well, my original plan was to make a peach cobbler, because one of the previous times, I think it was Thanksgiving. I think it was actually Thanksgiving of 2 years ago. My stepsister and her kids, they came over, and she made a very basic apple cobbler. It was literally just you buy like a yellow cake mix, alright, you get your canned peaches, and you pour the canned peaches, and then you sprinkle the cake mix, and then you also sprinkle like melted butter all over that, and you stir it up, and it works. It turns into cobbler, and that was honestly probably the best dessert that I've ever had. Like, it was really good. It was bomb. It was amazing. And I was shocked because it was like so simple. So simple. It'd be nice if, good tasting dishes were always like that, right? But anyways, yeah, that was why I wanted to make it. I was like, okay, I want to do like my own version. And the thing that I do nowadays with desserts is like try to find a recipe that's like healthier type of thing. Like, no matter what, a dessert's still gonna be a dessert, so it's still gonna be high sugar, but I just like using alternative ingredients. Like, instead of just regular flour, instead using whole grain flour, or instead of regular sugar, use coconut sugar. I actually love coconut sugar. It's so good. Personally, I feel like it's so much better than just regular sugar, because it has, it's like, it has that like nice toasted flavor that's amazing. It goes really well with most sweet things, and it also tastes like caramel and vanilla. It's bomb. But anyways, to the store to get the peaches for it, I could not find peaches. We went to H-E-B, they had no peaches there. We went to Walmart, they had peaches there either. So I was like, what is going on? Did everyone just happen to also want to make cobbler or what? So I asked one of the employees, and they actually said that there's no peaches or strawberries because the crops got wiped out. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? No way. I was shocked. I was like, what? This is crazy. And that's really sad for the farmers, because that's a huge loss. That's a huge loss for them. And for, customers as well. That really sucks. That's really horrible. I just hope that the land is fine. And didn't get, destroyed or anything. But yeah, so I ended up settling on apples, because they do have apples. So yeah, I made an apple cobbler. And the great thing about this is that, the great thing about it is, with the recipe, all I did was just switch out the peaches for apples. And I was thinking, maybe that might mix it up. It might not come out good, because you're not supposed to use apples, but it did come out really well. I was worried that the apples wouldn't get soft and caramelize, but no, they actually perfectly did. They got really soft, and because of the potato starch they put, they formed a gel around as well. So it was really nice. I liked it. It turned out really well. But honestly, the first time I made it, it came out more, the crust part of it on top came out more like bread. So I basically made coconut sugar bread with soft apple slices underneath. That's basically what it is. That's basically how it turned out. But the second time I made it, recently over here for my birthday, that's what I decided to make for my birthday. It was once again apple cobbler, but I did it this time, and the top actually came out crispy. But I know why it came out different the first time. It's because I had forgotten to mix in the coconut oil into the dough. So when I did remember, it was when all the ingredients for it was already incorporated in, so I just added it in after and just kneaded it into it. So that's why it came out differently. So it's very important that you make sure you're adding in all the ingredients and you're not forgetting something. They both times, they weren't, but it's just, well, I guess that's just how it's gonna be always with, good quality real food. There's gonna be a little bit of variation sometimes, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. And let's see, someone had brought turkey meatballs. I forgot who it was. It might have been one of my aunts or one of my cousins. But yeah. Oh yeah, my dad made a bunch of turkey legs, of course. Can't have Thanksgiving without turkey, of course. Speaking about my birthday, oh my gosh, freaking amazing, absolutely phenomenal. So for my birthday, I went to see the FNAF 2 movie, and I don't care what anyone has to say about it when it comes to negative things or criticism of it. Well, okay, like fair criticism of it, yeah, that's fine. I'm open to that. But I just mean like straight up hating it. It's like bruh. Like, cause I've seen like multiple like comments of people being like, oh, it sucks. No one's gonna see it anyways. No one wants to watch it. Like, what? Speak for yourself. This is for the fans. And they already blew Zootopia 2 out of the water, so you're just delusional. You actually think that. But yeah, oh my god, I really want to yap about it, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I really don't want to be that type of person to spoil something and ruin it for someone. Anyone. But what I will say about it is there's a specific villain that the actor for it did a phenomenal job with their demeanor, their face. It's just all perfect. I mean, it's exactly like the type of behavior and demeanor that you would expect of someone like Ted Bundy, for example. Like he did a really good job. And you might be thinking I'm talking about William Afton. I'm not. But yeah, one of the things that like low-key that I don't like is that there's multiple different canons when it comes to FNAF. But at the same time, I do like that because it keeps, it's like an exercise for your brain. Thinking about that and being like, okay, this is what's different. This is what's the same. And just deducing things from there. But yeah, amazing birthday. I also went to Barnes and Noble. Or is it? And I got a little something from my partner. I'm not gonna say what it is, but what I will say about it, it's gonna be the same thing that I told him, that it's black and as the colors black and white. That's all I will say. Let's see if anyone could guess what it is. I highly doubt that anyone could possibly guess what it is just off of that. I would genuinely be shocked. I would genuinely be shocked. But because I said it's from Barnes & Noble, probably could have a good idea. And of course I got some books. I actually got one of the books I got was is a book by Paulo Coelho. I'm probably completely butchering this name, but yeah, I really like him. I haven't read like a whole bunch of stuff, but I really liked The Alchemist. I read The Alchemist like 3 times, and I'm actually gonna read it a 4th time because it turns out that actually my mom is also a big fan of Paulo Coelho. She actually has The Alchemist, but in Spanish. So I was like, oh, you know what? I have The Alchemist in English. You have the one in Spanish. How about let's trade? That way you can improve your English and I can improve my Spanish, and we both get to enjoy a book that we know and love in a different language. It's great. It's a fantastic idea, I think. Haven't started reading it though because I actually really want to finish reading Pet Sematary. Yeah. But also before I get to reading The Alchemist, I want to read and finish the the second to last Fazbear Frights book. Number 12. Wait, no, excuse me, number 11. Prankster. And this is gonna be a really special. It's gonna be a really special book to me. I mean, the whole line I love. The whole line I love. The whole line of books I love. But this one specifically is gonna be one that I know I'm gonna like a lot because it's the book that reveals the truth about Five Nights at Freddy's 4. It reveals the truth of that. And I already know because I watch a lot of lab theory videos. I just think about it a lot sometimes. But still, it's gonna be one heck of a ride. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a new keyboard, and I absolutely love the sounds that it makes. And another thing I like about it is that the backspace and space sound different from the other keys. Oh, that's so satisfying. It's literally like ASMR anytime I'm on my computer. It's quite nice actually. I love it. It's probably like the most fruity keyboard ever. I might show a picture of it briefly. It might be one of the pictures I use for the thumbnail. Or I'll just like briefly show it and then it will like fade away. Who knows? I'll make up my mind probably the next day. As far as I'm aware though, I definitely do want to show it. Because it looks so amazing and it feels so good. And it's so pretty. Oh yeah. Another thing that I do want to talk about, it's gonna be probably I'm gonna make a video about it, and it's not gonna be ASMR, but it'll definitely be a fun video that I hope that y'all will enjoy watching and hearing, about the topic that it's gonna be. But all I'll say about that is it was phenomenal. It was. I don't think it could have been much better than that. Because from what I've heard, I've only heard like nearly borderline like horror stories of these types of things. But yeah, I'm not gonna elaborate on that because I want to leave that for another video. But it's probably gonna be the next video after this one. Another thing. Oh yeah, another thing I do want to talk about is I love this time of the year. Like really, like from October to December, I love this time of the year. But then again, who doesn't, right? I mean, if you don't, then I guess you're a Grinch. You're a Grinch. Or Karen. Or Kevin. That's what I consider the male equivalent for a Karen, but some people call them something else. Forgot what the name was. I don't know. Tyrone or something? I don't know. Anyways, I think one of the things that I love about just this time of the year in general, like when it gets colder, it's the smells and everything, every time I go to my grandma's and go outside and you just smell the trees. You smell that nice strong like pine smell. I love that smell. That smell is like very nostalgic to me because it brings me back to a really, basically like the peak of my childhood. Like in those times, like let's see, from like 2013 from like 2013 to 2017. That was like the peak of my childhood, but it's especially 2014 and 2015. Because man, that was one heck of a school year. It was amazing. I had the most bestest friend ever. And we always talked about FNAF, and we always drew things together, and he would always let me play FNAF 2 on his phone. I would be there, I remember in the morning, you know, when school's about to start, and everyone's, you know, in the cafeteria waiting for, you know, to go to first period. I would always lay there with my head down, and he would always come right to me and start talking to me. He was a really good guy. I still remember his name. First and last. I've probably done said the same thing in another video, but I just, you know, that's a really solid, like, core memory of mine. I wish I could possibly still be friends. If my Xbox 360 didn't get the red ring of death, then I would still have a way to contact him, because of course we were friends on the Xbox as well. You know, we played. We did play Minecraft together a few times, and we did use that, you know, the Xbox platform to touch each other a little bit. I don't know why I never asked for his number though. I was a freaking dummy. I never asked for his number. I remember one time I did something crazy. I guess it was crazy. But like we were in class one time, and he had called his mom, and for some reason in my like dumb 9-year-old brain cell, I had thought that the number that was showing there was like his number, so I went to try to like write it down real quick, even though I literally could have just asked him for his number. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I was dumb. I was so silly. But when I tried to, you know, go do that, I had tripped over the thing holding up the projector, like the little table holding up the projector, because it was just like a big hunk of metal. And oh my gosh, I hit my shin so hard that I couldn't even feel how bad it hurt at first, because just like the shock. Oh my gosh. I'm glad it was fine. I feel like I'm kind of tough. I mean, I've had some pretty bad falls and just bounced straight back up from them as if nothing happened. Which I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. But, oh well. interests when I was younger was flipping sock monkeys. I mean, I still do. They have a special, it holds a special place in my heart, but of course I'm not like overly obsessive as I was when about it when I was younger. And when I remember, like I would always watch, and this was like probably like 2012, I would always watch like sock monkey like tutorials, you know, like showing you how to put it together and stuff. And I love seeing, you know, everyone's different take on a sock monkey, you know, the different styles, and I definitely had a preference. For like the original look. I didn't really like the idea of like getting a piece of yarn and then like choking the sock monkey making it look like it has a like I mean I guess neck, but I mean you're not really adding a neck to it, you're kind of just choking it. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that specifically. I am a fan of like the hat with the red poof on top. That definitely is a nice touch. But I actually had made my own sock monkey for the first time a few years ago. I made it out of festive Christmas socks. They were red and green. They had like a bunch of little Christmas trees all over them. And I remember for the eyes I used gold buttons. Of course not real gold. But I just really liked that color. But yeah, it actually turned out pretty well. I did have it still, but I don't know where it is. It might be somewhere in our Christmas tree, maybe. Another thing, another one of my obsessions was nutcrackers. And it was definitely the Christmas. And I'm pretty sure it all started when I had watched, because like at school, I remember way back in the day in elementary, they put when it was Christmas, they had put on, in one of my classes, I think it might have been music class, or whatever it's called, I forgot like the right name of it, but we'll just call it music class. The teacher had put on this really like, well not really old, but you know, kind of old 2D animated movie of the Nutcracker. Freaking did. I mean, it's honestly, it was basically, it was a lot like Alice in Wonderland. It was a lot like that. I like barely remember much from it though. And I tried to find which movie it was, but it was kind of tough because there was actually quite a lot of Nutcracker movies. There's a lot. And there was one by Disney, like a live action one by Disney, and I had seen that one as well with my mom quite a few years ago as well. But that definitely is not it. And I know for sure that's definitely not it. But But anyways. I remember one time, one of the nutcrackers that I had tried to crack a walnut with it, and it broke. It broke. I thought my nutcracker was one that was actually capable of cracking nuts, but no, it's just a decoration one. It was silly. I remember a friend of my mom's, she had like an actual functional nutcracker that was like decoration, but it was also like actually functional. Like, oh my gosh, I freaking love that. I had seen it. I remember I had seen it on top of the fridge one of the times that we were visiting, and I had asked her if it actually can crack nuts. She was like, yeah, of course it can. So she showed me, and I was like, wow. And, in my like little baby child brain, I was like, wow. Because I was like, man, Mom, none of mine can do that. Because of course I have all the ones that I have are just for decoration. I mean, I actually have I've got a good amount of them. I have this one, I remember the oldest one I have is this really huge one from a Kroger's that is sadly no longer a Kroger's, but at least it's still a store. Yeah, that Kroger's that I got it from turned into, I don't remember the name of the place at the moment, but I'll put it up I'll put a picture of it, like afterwards if I do remember. And like I just remember, the only thing that I do remember of the store that is now is that the mascot looks a lot like, he looks a lot like Albert Einstein. Oh, I think it's called Ollie's? Maybe? I feel like that's wrong. But anyways, yeah. I love that nutcracker. It's so huge. I used to have a big sword. I don't remember what happened to it, but I think it probably was because I would always play around with it, maybe. The sword like fell off because the glue was, cheap gummy glue. No, I did not say gummy glue. But I could totally give him my sword back. I could make a sword for him out of like just fat popsicle sticks, cut it into the right shape, paint it. Maybe there's like maybe it could be like a pre-made sword, wood sword that just happens to be the right size. Like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Might look for that. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's something. There's another decently sized nutcracker that actually isn't really old at all. I'm pretty sure it's my newest one. Yes, it is my newest one because I got it last Christmas. Last Christmas. JCPenney. It's a Santa cracker. Oh my gosh, I love the way they do. I love the way they do the wood sometimes. Like it's like brown and shiny. I forgot what that's called. They make the wood like that, but that is so beautiful, and it smells so good.